Well, I can't believe it. We're sitting here, fellas.
I remember meeting you guys 23 years ago in Athens. We work in coffee shops and pizza joints and talking about how cool it would be to open a pub.
You know, when we opened up, the three biggest influences on us were English, Irish, and German. You know,
Yeah,
it's in our
for sure.
food. It was the beer choices we made. That's why we didn't have TVs, because European pubs didn't have TVs, and why we didn't do pictures, because we wanted to pour perfect beers every time, and why we didn't have the neon signs, because we wanted to create an environment that was conducive to gathering, like you said, community.
We knew we wanted to be a very particular type of beer bar, but I think what we were doing back in the day was more about what we didn't serve as much as about what we were serving. It's something I really think we can be very proud of.
And it's a little frustrating on Saturdays not to have television in the bar, but that seems to have served us very well over the years, so I guess we'll stick with it.
Well, you know, it's funny, people ask me about that, and I think they think that we're not into that. I mean, going out and getting a beer and watching the game is great, but I do take pride in the fact that we were one of the earlier ones to open up a place that was specifically set up for doing what we're doing.
Proper pints and conversation for sure.
Remember when we thought anything less than 20 ounces in a beer glass was silly?
That's right.
Imperial
You
pints.
get a half a pint or you get a whole pint. That's part of carrying Belgian beers. You got to go to the metric system. That's one of the drawbacks. When I was scratching out the menu for the food department, I remember this is one of the recipes that we put on there, and I think it's amazing that it stood the test of time. It's the exact same recipe, made the exact same way.
Yeah, the fish and chips, might be remembering it wrong, you can correct me, but I think the first thing we did as three dudes opening a place was create a condiment. I think it was the spicy mustard.
Yep, spicy mustard. We sat back there and it came out right. We haven't changed that recipe either. As you can see, I mean, our food has truly grown by leaps and bounds. And I think that's amazing, given that we opened up to be a beer bar.
You know, what I think is really cool too is that in the beginning it was so emblematic of yourself, certainly our interest, but of what you did, Tom, and then we handed it off to Ryan Tittle, and now with Wes as a team, we feel this sense of place in Southern dining.
It was meant to be. You know, Tito was meant to be here.
Yeah.
The way he cooks was meant to be what we serve.
I don't think there's ever been a time where we haven't been excited to come in here and work with the people that we have with us, knowing that I get to go in and hang out with people who care about the place as much as we do. I don't think we realize how fortunate we are.
You know, we've got barbecue sauce and, you know, house-made sausage. There's grits. I can't think of anything more southern than ham. But it's cool, you know, that kind of crept up on me that there's this southern element. And it has been a slow evolution, but a very purposeful one. I don't know, I guess, and you guys probably view it differently than me, but I remember turning around the first night before we opened, and I looked back at it and I thought, man, it's beautiful. You know, it really is a beautiful bar, and I was proud of it, but I really wasn't confident enough to think everyone else was going to love it. I was nervous.
Yeah, how about that first night? Put a sign on the door the day we opened, went home and showered and came back, opened the doors at 9 o'clock, and I think at 9:30 we were completely full.
I got here late at 9:05, and there's people already in there. I'm like, wait, I'm not even open yet. What are you doing here?
So many people that come here now don't know the Brick Store before this was open. I mean, and to me, it still seems like the Belgian bar, oh, it's the new part of the Brick Store, but
The downstairs is still the default. Like, that's if you want to be a part of it, and then this is kind of if you want to hide out.
that's right.
Escape it. I still love that we didn't do any, you know, drywall and no paint, that it's all the natural warm wood.
You know, I was just over in Belgium visiting St. Bernardus and was actually knighted by the Belgian consulate.
Yeah, the word on the street is we got to call you sir.
That's right, if you
Is it
wouldn't
sir?
mind.
We gotta call you sir?
It's funny, it really was a huge honor, and the effort they made and the pomp and circumstance, that it just blew me away. And I was so happy to be there, kind of accepting it for us.
We don't think about it much, and I know we're humble about it, but we didn't jump into New York or Boston or these huge beer towns that are established, and we didn't jump in and carve a niche. We had the opportunity in Decatur to decide what it is that people love about beer. You know, they grew up with us, their taste changed. We were making choices every day that said, here's what the beer and food culture and pub culture in Atlanta are going to be, and we were part of that. I think we're, you know, celebrating 20 years now in Decatur, Brick Store Pub, but we're also celebrating Decatur, right? Our town,
Absolutely.
our community has evolved so much.
You know, I'm really looking forward to the 20th. It's going to be an amazing event. I cannot wait to celebrate with you guys.
Well, guys, I think it's pretty amazing we've made it this far. I'm pretty proud to have you guys as partners and brothers and friends, and I hope we got another 20 more in us.
To partnership, to friendship, to community. It's a great beer, and salute.
Cheers, guys. Sláinte. Love you, boys.
Love you too.